Hi everyone, so I'm going to do a November update of what's been growing in my garden with my chickens, with my veggies, and just show you what's been happening. So I started this veggie garden this season. This is my first season of having serious veggie garden situation, and so far it's going really well. I'm really happy about it. It brings me a lot of joy, and these chooks do as well. Just collected another egg from today. This is from my new layer. This is from little Lolly, which she's just the little grey one there. She's a silver penciled Wyandotte Bantam. So the girls have been carrying on quite a bit every day when she's laying. A lot of singing, a lot of carrying on, a lot of celebrating, lots of egg songs. So they've been a bit noisier than normal. I hope they don't stay this noisy. Someone's having a feed over there in the feeder. Turns out they don't really like pumpkin down there. They didn't really do anything with that, which was unexpected. But they seem pretty happy this afternoon. They're more chilled in the afternoon than the morning. The morning's all like about laying and scratching and eating. Now they're like starting to get a bit lazy. It's about 5 o'clock, I think. Anyway, so I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what's going on in the garden. So down here are my strawberries. They've really started improving. So I've gone and put a whole lot of chicken manure on top as mulch. In their coop they have wood chips and chicken manure. Anyway, I've used it as mulch and it seems to have gone really well. We do have a lot of flies, but we had a lot of flies before this and it seems to be a bad year for flies, but I'm seeing them as pollinators and we are trapping flies as well. It's manageable. Anyway, so the strawberries are flowering, but we're not getting a crop, so I'm no strawberry expert. Look, I'm no gardening expert. Let's be honest. I'm a beginner with all of this, but it's been a lot of fun. Let me give you a quick view of the garden from here. All 7 planters that I have. So in here I've got my silver beet. I've got an egg in my hand, so you'll see this. My silver beet down here, which seems to be going okay. I had some last night with there's one of the dreaded cabbage moths. We've been catching them. There he goes. We have been catching them in butterfly nets, which has been not too bad actually. And I did spray with, I think it's called Dipel, which is meant to be a totally safe insecticide for caterpillars, but I don't know. I think also maybe it's going to be too hot for the cauliflowers that are planted here anyway, so we'll see. It might end up as chicken feed. We are, let's see, what have we got going on in here? Ooh, how about that? I can see a little white cauliflower head in there. Okay, we might be okay. I'll cover that back up. So yeah, they've actually grown quite a bit. Yeah, the silver beet I have started eating, which is very satisfying. Up here I've got sunflowers, which are getting really nice and big, and I'm not sure how tall they're going to get before they flower, but they are certainly impressive. Anyway, I really love them, and they're in every bed, as you can see. Then over here I have radishes, which we've also been eating, which have been great, very satisfying. That is a really good one there. Here, we'll pick this one out. They are getting whoppers now. Very nice in salads and roasted on a burger. Anyway, they're really good. There's some big ones coming up here. gonna have to start eating more of them, I think. Look at that. So that's pretty satisfying. I'll put those over here with, I've gotten 5 eggs today from my 7, 5? Oh, actually I got 6 and I accidentally broke one. So we've had 6 eggs from our 7 layers today. Yeah, so radishes, watermelons have started taking off as well. These are sugar baby, so they should be quite small and compact. This one here has been doing the best. It's looking pretty good. There's a lot of really big radishes here. I'm gonna harvest a couple more. Wow, they are looking fantastic. Oh, that's another chonker. Look at that. Have to make something with radishes tonight. Huge. So radishes and watermelons, more sunflowers. These ones here are smaller. These sunflowers are smaller because they got planted a little later. Or transplanted, actually. I transplanted those from places where these were doubled up. Pretty much everything germinated, so I had extra, so then I put another 5 there. Over here is our wild, I think this is going to be a pumpkin. Doesn't look like zucchini, doesn't look like watermelon. I think this is a pumpkin, maybe a butternut pumpkin, Jap pumpkin. I'm thinking it's got to be something from compost, and they're the 2 types of pumpkins I normally buy at the supermarket. So I'm going to say that's one of those. Next to those are some climbing spinach that were dollar specials at Bunnings. They seem to have stunted, but I think maybe they've started again. And I don't know if they're flowering, if that means they're just going to stop growing. I'm not sure. But I've got 4 of those, and then I've got just some baby spinach that I bought. Haven't been in that long. The outer leaves sort of went yellow when I first planted them, and these ones are new, greener growth. The eggplants are actually doing okay now. These were really stunted, but I think as the weather's warmed up, they seem to have responded really well, plus the extra chicken manure mulch I've put down. So these are eggplant. I'm not sure of the variety, just from seed. The capsicum are starting to look like they're going to do something. I have planted some more seeds in the gaps where the seedlings didn't survive. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hopefully I get another 4 come up. Then we've got the corn, which I've got 3 quite large and 1 smaller corn just down here, which I planted a lot later. I did put some other corn in the ground, but they don't seem to have grown. I'm guessing it's the first time I've ever grown corn, but it looks like something's starting to happen here. That one over there looks quite good. My understanding is that these are wind pollinated, so having only 3, I'm not sure how successful, but I mean, this is starting to look like corn to me. There's something in there, so we'll see. More sunflowers. I can't wait for those to actually flower. More sunflowers at the end of my tomato bed, which has got tomatoes in the middle, 20 tomatoes, which is only because these grew from seedlings in another garden bed from last year, so I just put them in. I didn't expect them all to do so well, but so far they seem to be doing pretty darn well. So I've staked those and I've started tying them off with string, 100% cotton string that is biodegradable, and around the edges is all marigolds, which aren't flowering yet, but they're certainly up. There's a weed. Well, there's plenty of weeds in there, but the chooks just love these. Nothing goes to waste. Yeah, so, and the basil in the middle there. which is looking really healthy. That was actually a free thing from Bunnings. I was in Bunnings and they were giving them away free, promoting their gardening club, and they gave me a basil, and it seems to be doing pretty good. Yeah, so tomatoes I'm pretty happy with. Starting to get some flowers. I'm just keeping them trimmed up off the ground. I'm trying to get rid of the suckers, and yeah, keeping them staked. Over here, more sunflowers and the lettuce, which has been great because we've been eating this as well. Now, anyone tell me, why is my lettuce starting to go brown on the edge? Overwatering, underwatering, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm just cutting off the tops and eating the rest anyway. It's all been very good. Coriander. That looks like it's flowering. I guess I should pick that off. I think that might be a bit strong for the chooks, but I threw it over there anyway. Cos lettuce, also doing this on the edges. I'm not sure. And rocket is just rocketing off. It's doing really well. It has a bit of holes, but you know, overall really good. Very happy with the rocket. And then we have the cabbages. Now, I don't think there's been as many new holes on these cabbages, and I haven't seen any new cabbage moth caterpillars. I haven't really been finding any, or many, so I'm hoping that these holes are previous holes and no new ones. I don't know. You notice something new every time you come out, don't you? Look at these leaves. What's that mean? Starting to get something happening in the middle of some of these cabbages. Starting to get a firm head in there. This one's looking alright. Some ants in there. Is that a problem? I don't know. These were also just really cheap at Bunnings, so look, if they don't work, this is great chicken feed. I'm not too worried. She tried to catch a cabbage moth. Good girl. Well trained. And then we have the last bed down here. More sunflowers, surprise, and zucchinis, which seem to be doing okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I did cut off 2 that looked like they hadn't fertilized. I've got lots of lady beetles, which is great. I've seen them. They seem to like the zucchini. There always seems to be one on a zucchini. There he is. Hey, friend. There's another 2 zucchinis in there. These cabbages haven't grown as big as the other ones. They were transplanted from the other bed when there was too many. And it's still very crowded over in that cabbage patch. Oh yeah. Yeah, so this little zucchini down here, he's much smaller, but he is greening up. So it's not too bad. And then on the chicken front, starting to warm up. That's Buffy. She's very noisy and competitive. It's one of my Isa girls. On the chicken front, it basically just means we've now got 7 layers, which is really exciting. And we get between... I haven't actually had a day of 7 eggs yet. I think Flora, who's one of my Orpingtons, she is just the one closest over there, Orpie. I think she was a bit broody for a while. I found her in the nest for a couple of days, sitting on eggs, and I just picked her up and brought her out. But I think because of that, she hasn't been laying, so... It's funny how the breeds stick together, isn't it? I got these 2 at different times, but they came from the same place. But they definitely are allies. Poor little Lolly over there. I think Cluck is her biggest ally. That's the one she's closest to over there. Lolly's my only Wyandotte and my only Bantam. And she's the littlest. She's the bottom of the pecking order. The Isas are the top, no doubt about that. Oh, what are you trying to scratch? Might need me to move her feed in there a bit. Buffy down here is a Barnavadier. Blue double-laced Barnavadier apparently. She's a bit of a loner. She causes trouble. There's beautiful Flora. Yeah, anyway, that's the latest from the garden and the coop.